It's, hold on, let me turn off my voiceover so you don't hear all that. Hello, I hope all is well with you guys. This is an update video along with my other thoughts that have kind of been on my mind and I wanted to share with y'all. So, the update is I have not found a place yet. Those last 3 weeks have been trying and challenging, but it's going to be okay one way or another. Things don't always go as planned, and that's what's happened here. So I moved out of the house. You guys remember the managers were doing inspections and so on earlier this year. Well, they told me they wanted to sell the house. That's what they had been saying. After they wanted to raise the rent by $500, but by law they can't do that. So they told me that they wanted to sell the house, and that's what they had been saying, but they're like, no, it was on and off. But I knew something was weird because of the inspections and so on, but I just didn't think people could be kind of, whatever, moving on. I had to move out. So, I was originally going to go to my sister's, but that didn't work out for several reasons. So I went to go get assistance, just speeding up the process of what really happened. Sorry if I'm aiming wrong. I'm not in my normal surroundings, so forgive me. So I went to one place for assistance, and you would think, having a disability, things would be a little easier, a little different, but unfortunately that's not how it works. So I go through the same process as everyone else, which I understand. I don't expect special treatment, but the reality is I do need a little extra help because, as you guys also know, as I have shared, I've tried to get jobs for years, and a lot of the time I end up working from home or for myself, or, for someone without being on a, not a real job out there, like an office job or something, because people discriminate. I mean, let's be real about it. That's what happens. I've been on several interviews and blah, blah, blah. You know the story. So I go, they put us up at a Motel 8, and we stay there for 2 nights. And let me tell you, it was the worst ever, but I mean, I know I'm not on the street, so I'm grateful. Let me say that first and foremost. I was grateful for that, and I appreciate it. And there were going to be steps taken so that I can kind of get some help. So let me tell you why it was crazy. Like, not only was the staff rude, I mean, it was just a crazy experience. The bathroom, for an example, the lock was on the outside of the door, and there's a punch hole on the inside of the door. And then the toilet seat would just fall off, and then when my daughter went to go wash her hands, the faucet, the thing to turn it on and off, the knob just came right off, like when she went to put it, turn off the water. And then the people there were just extremely rude, it was really, really crazy. So that was that. And then we went to another motel that they covered, and this one's a lot better. Honestly, there's like a lot of room. The people, the staff are a lot more professional, and I'm grateful all around as it is, because I sound terrible. I'm just expressing and sharing with you guys what happened. These few weeks have been tough on us, having to separate from our animals, which I am grateful because it is temporary. My cats are at a facility where they take care of animals, and honestly, they're working with me because of my situation. They know I have nowhere to live, and I am a low income person, so for now, guys. But my cats are there, and my dogs are with a really, great person. I really appreciate him taking them in. Is a friend of mine, and it means the world. My children know that they're little animals because they mean a lot to them. We've had these animals for years. We've had the oldest cat for 11 years, the second one for 4, and our dogs for 4 years. So, you get attached to your animals, and I told them we're blessed because most people in this situation, they would have to just give their animals away. And it sucks because I've been through that, and I've been in this position before, you know. Hold on one second. Let me finish in here. I'm not done. Sorry about that, but they're knocking on the door, and I really don't want to start this video over again. But anyways, I'm working on it, and I've had to look for places before and got them before, and I will do it again. I'm determined, you know. First and foremost is my kids. That's my priority, and you know, that brings me to the next thing. My son, he's about to be 14 tomorrow, my oldest. And for the first time, we got into more of an adult argument, confrontation kind of thing, which is normal with the amount of stress and everything going on. And he's thinking, you know, he's always been advanced for his age. And all of my kids are, to be honest. They're the kind of kids that you can't just tell them anything because they know, you know, they question things. And from a young age, we've always been very open with them as far as, you know, I mean, being real with them, because I've grown up and been through many hard times, and so has their father, and most people in our family have been through some things, and, you know, so my kids are brought up knowing a lot of the truth, you know. Nothing kids shouldn't know, but you know what I mean, just being real with them, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But it did hurt to have that argument with him. It hurt big time, and you know, the next day he apologized, and you know, so did I. It's just, you know, pressure and things, but it happens, and I'm sharing that with you because I know I'm not alone. I know you've all been through it, and it's just my first time having a teenager. He's growing up, you know what I'm saying? He's thinking. He's a beautiful kid, though. All three are. And so I don't want to disappoint them. I don't want to let them down. And so that's kind of hard, but it's going to get better, and taking steps and getting help for that. So, I mean, as much as I can, you know, but it's going to be okay. You know, I do have faith in that. So I'm going to get off topic because I'm going to get emotional. As you guys know, I am a big ass crybaby, and I cry a lot. So, no, it's a hard time, and you guys know that, and I'm open with you guys because I know that some of you watching may be going through the same thing, and with a disability, sometimes these things are more challenging, but at the same time, you know, I've learned to, for a lack of better words, look at life differently. You know, I am blessed to have my health and my kids' health. I am taking better care of myself, because in the last few months I was stressing hard and in and out of the hospital, and I don't want that. I want to be a solid rock, a solid foundation for my family, and I'm planning on going back to school soon as we're settled, and I am determined to find a place within the next couple of weeks, and I will. You know, I am on it like no other. And one of the ladies there, where they were helping me, tried to kind of lecture me about how you can't spend, you know, whatever money you have, and you can't just do whatever you want. You got to be on the ball. And I'm like, lady, this is the wrong one you're talking to, because I will go without for my kids to have. You know what I'm saying? I don't have as many chonies as I should have because I buy my kids what they need over my own self. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it is for me. It always has been. And, you know, whatever. You guys get me. I'm not going to preach on that because that's annoying. But I love my kids, bottom line. So my next thought. I know I do that a lot, but I have a lot of thoughts, and I haven't been able to record or upload videos. And at this hotel, we have Wi-Fi, so I can do that, actually, and that is awesome. So the other thought that has been on my mind is, I don't know how to say this, but throughout my life, especially after I lost my sight, it's almost like I know things that I shouldn't know, or things come to me, like the truth comes out, and I know somehow, or I have a hunch, and then someone calls me and tells me that very thing I was feeling, or that very thing I had a dream about, or whatever. And I don't know if it's God or the universe or angels looking out for me, but somehow there's always things that I know that I shouldn't know. Like early in a relationship, I noticed this a long time ago. It's like certain things that I shouldn't have known, and then I told him, and he was like, no way, how did you know that? Or, one time when, oh my God, I want to give detail, but I don't just because of the other person. But let's just say that I knew something happened, and then someone would call me and confirm it. And someone I know has even been in another state, but we've been so close, so I know. And then that information comes out to me somehow. And it's crazy. Like, for an example, one time my kid's grandmother was coming out to visit, but I didn't know she was coming out to visit. She was actually on her way back from somewhere else, and she decided to surprise us for Christmas. And it was like 5 in the morning, and I wasn't sitting in the kitchen, because I used to be up all night, because I couldn't sleep, and that was my time to like listen to music or write in my journal or try to write songs. That was my time to do that, when the kids are sleeping, And so I felt like a presence in the kitchen. I hope this doesn't sound crazy to you guys. I'm not crazy. I am not crazy, I swear. I was in there, and I felt like a presence, and I was thinking, what the hell? And I knew no one was there. I mean, it was almost 5 in the morning, so it was like, who could possibly be there? And I don't know when this was. It was a little whiles back, a couple years ago now, I guess. So anyways, I got kind of creeped out, I told my kid's father about it, and then 10 minutes later, I called. Wait a minute. No, I'm thrown off. I'm trying to think of how it happened. Well, I told everyone after this happened, but there was a knock at the door, and I opened the door, and there she was, my kid's grandmother. And I had no idea of knowing, because she was dropping in as a surprise for Christmas. And it's just like, there's no way I could have known that, but it happens all of the time. And I'm just going to say this story because I don't think anyone would care. But in the beginning of my relationship, in one of my relationships, they had went to the movies, and I knew they didn't go by themselves. And I said that. I said I knew it. And after it happened, I was like, you didn't go by yourself. And he's like, how did you know that? I just knew. Somehow, I'm almost done. Somehow they knew that. I'm sorry. I'm not going to stop this entire video because someone's knocking on the door. It's been a while since I've been able to put up a video. But anyways, I have this, like, it's not even an intuition, when we're early, young 20s and late teens, we have insecurities, and we have them throughout. But there's a difference, because it's not always bad either with the intuition thing, right? In fact, sometimes it's really good. And, so what I'm saying is you could be insecure and you think things when you're younger. But no, things that I thought had always come to light somehow, And again, it's not always bad. So let's say, for an example, you just know when someone's going to have compassion. You know when someone's this is going to come through. I'm going to get this job or whatever. Not for me in my case, but you know what I mean. So I'm sorry, I'm distracted by what's going on out there. But when something's going to happen, you just feel it, whether it's good or bad. And it's crazy. And like I said, I don't know if it's guardian angels, but somehow the truth of whatever it is comes to me. And sometimes, really comes to me, like someone tells me, or I find out somehow, whether it's good or bad. And that's always been crazy to me. And I think it's honestly another sense because I lost my sight. I think it's honestly because I'm blind that happens. Or maybe it's just God helping me in that way, guardian angels watching out for me. I don't know what it is. I feel like I've gone on a serious tangent, but I hope you all are okay. I'm trying to kind of rush it because they're knocking on the door. And I just really wanted to tell you all about my experiences and a little update. So pray that I find something soon. I'm almost done. and let me get to them. But